Rain pattered against the school windows, but the sound couldn't drown out the heavy tension in the hallway. Students moved quickly, whispering about something, or someone, they had just seen. At the center of it all was Aisha Carter, a quiet black girl who had transferred just 2 weeks ago. She walked with her head down, her books clutched to her chest, hoping to disappear into the crowd. But in high school, disappearing is often a privilege, and Aisha's very existence seemed to draw attention she never asked for. It wasn't her grades, though they were top tier. It wasn't her clothes, though she dressed plainly. It was the color of her skin, her silence, and the quiet confidence in her eyes. Some people hated what they didn't understand, and in the small suburban school of Fairview High, difference was often treated as a target. By lunch, the whispers had turned into sneers. 3 girls, Brooke, Jenna, and Haley, were sitting at the center table like they owned the cafeteria. They noticed Aisha alone at the far corner, eating in silence. Brooke smirked. "She thinks she's too good for us," she muttered. Jenna grinned. "Or maybe she's just scared." Aisha ignored them, keeping her focus on her food. But the sound of their laughter was impossible to block out. She had dealt with people like this before. People who thought cruelty was a sport. She could handle words. She could handle stares. But she also knew that words could be a warning of something worse. The warning came the next day. Aisha was walking to her locker between classes when she felt a sudden hand on her backpack. She spun around and Brooke stood there with a fake smile. "Hey, new girl," she said, her voice dripping with mock sweetness. "Got a second?" Aisha didn't answer. She turned back to her locker, but before she could open it, another hand grabbed her shoulder. This time, Haley stepped in close. "We've been wondering, who do you think you are? Walking around here like you own the place." The hallway emptied fast. Not because people didn't notice, but because they didn't want to get involved. That's how it always went. Aisha took a slow breath. She could feel her pulse quickening, not out of fear, but out of calculation. Jenna moved behind her. "Let's see how much attitude you have when you can't breathe," she said. Without warning, Jenna's arm looped tightly around Aisha's neck from behind. The choke was sloppy but dangerous, pressure on her windpipe cutting off her air. Aisha's vision began to narrow. She could hear the muffled laughter of Brooke and Haley, their voices distant. What they didn't know, what no one in this school knew, was that Aisha had been training in mixed martial arts since she was 8 years old. Her father, a retired Army veteran, had put her in the gym after she was bullied in elementary school. For years, she had trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, and wrestling. She didn't just know how to fight. She knew how to end a fight in seconds. Her breathing slowed. She lowered her weight, twisting her hips in one fluid motion. With a precise shift, she broke Jenna's grip, grabbed her arm, and pivoted, sending Jenna sprawling to the ground with a thud that echoed in the hallway. The laughter stopped instantly. Brooke rushed forward, but Aisha stepped between her and Jenna. "Don't," Aisha said, her voice calm but sharp as steel. "You'll regret it." Haley hesitated, unsure. She had never seen Jenna taken down like that. She had never seen anyone move like that. A teacher's voice broke the silence. "What is going on here?" Mr. Kent, the history teacher, stormed toward them. The girls scrambled to their feet, muttering excuses. Aisha simply picked up her backpack and walked away without a word. But the story didn't end there. That night, a video appeared on social media. Someone had filmed the whole thing. Jenna's choke, Aisha's escape, the flawless takedown. The clip spread fast, and by morning, everyone in school had seen it. Suddenly, the whispers about Aisha weren't mocking. They were stunned, even respectful. Still, Brooke and her friends weren't ready to let it go. "She made us look stupid." Brooke fumed in the locker room. "We can't just let that slide." They tried again a week later, cornering Aisha near the gym after school. But this time, Aisha didn't wait for the choke. She stood tall, meeting Brooke's eyes. "I don't want to hurt you," she said. "But if you lay a hand on me again, you'll regret it." There was no arrogance in her tone, only quiet certainty. And in that moment, Brooke realized this wasn't someone they could intimidate. Not anymore. Word spread quickly, and the bullying stopped. More than that, other students who had been silent started standing up for themselves too. It was as if Aisha's strength had given them permission to find their own. Aisha never bragged about what happened. She didn't have to. She knew the real victory wasn't the takedown. It was proving that she could face cruelty with both courage and control. Months later, when she competed in a regional MMA tournament, several classmates showed up to cheer her on. Even Jenna was there, awkward but genuine in her support. Life didn't suddenly become perfect. Prejudice didn't disappear. But Aisha had made her mark, not just as a fighter, but as someone who refused to let hate dictate her life. And for the first time since she arrived at Fairview High, she walked down the hallway not with her head down, but with her chin high, knowing that real strength isn't about hurting others. It's about protecting yourself and inspiring others to do the same.